Microscopical plasticity beaded, patchy, and fibers are littering riverbeds through the UK, of village streams to city waterways. The is on to a research how analysed sediments of rivers in polar West England. Scientists of the College of Manchester proven inland sediments at 40 sites through Moor Manchester and found microplastics anywhere. Down there is testimony how such a little suspended particles can come the meal circuit. In a at first circle of tests, fair one of the sites, in the top reaches of the inland Goyt, that is one of the tributaries of the inland Mersey, concluded no plasticity. But while the researchers refundable to how website to reiterate their testing, how region had be polluted. I believe how it is potential how down there are though high concentrations in several of the big rivers fleeting via world megacities, told conduct investigator Dr. Rachel Hurley. Where you include human beings and production, you will include top levels of microplasticity, added Professor Jamie Forrester, of Manchester College's High School of Geographical. To analyze inland sediments, researchers in isolation patches of channel and measurable the focus during such patches. Several city hotspots concluded hundreds of thousands of plasticity suspended particles per box meter. The turned on a website at the Inland Subdue in Denton, a tail race, commuter extend of inland, how concluded more than rather than part a millionth plasticity suspended particles per box meter. On to our publication searching on microplastics in the sea, in sediments on beaches, in lake and the little sum of information on rivers in another place, the is now the highest focus found everywhere, told Professor Forrester. The scientists now wish to explore the particular source of the plasticity fibers, microbeads and patchy they found. We welcomed the ban on microbeads in private thoroughness means entered over the year, told Professor Forrester. Or we wish to display the impact of how prohibition yet microbeads are as well utilized in industry processes, in the casting of greater plasticity means. So down there are potential to be repeated source. In city environments, microplastics may go of wastewater and sink system, of plasticity garbage how is break up and fragmented, and though of the airborne source may not be busy all of the period, so they are hard to path, but we are work on he, told Dr. Hurley. The researchers transferred out their at first set of samples of production preliminary to the winter floods of 2015 and 2016. How excess flood was especially harsh in their inland framework, while weeks of hard rainfall wreaked devastation in northern England, Northern Ireland and components of Wales. The crew refundable to the sites to see if the levels of plasticity had modified. The show how the floods had flushed of about 70% of the microplastics saved on these inland beds, counterpart to nearly a ton of plasticity, or almost 50 trillion suspended particles. It as well eradicated microbead pollution at 7 sites. So the rivers are capable to clean themselves, the researchers explainable. Yet, as Professor Forrester sharpened of, all of how will all eventually end up in the sea. Dr. James Rothwell added how, with lot of the suspended particles the research detected were so little, they would just slide via the filtering nets how are utilized, as norm, to sieve microplastics out of the sea. Same implications of how we might so be underestimating by several orders of significance how lot microplastic is in the oceans how has been brought by rivers, flushed out for flooding events, he told.